So we got a Mercedes from a estate sale for one of my customers who owns a body shop. And it's a 1987, or is that 1988? It's 9 of 87, so it might be a 1988. And pretty good condition. Little wear and tear. It was definitely driven. 108,000 miles. And top's in good shape. Someone looks like someone put a cigarette up there. Yeah, pretty good shape. But what I did notice, since it's been sitting, the tags are from 2016. It's been sitting since park 2016. There's like almost no pressure. There's probably 25 PSI. Really common. Hoses get old. The refrigerant just goes right through the hoses, the seals. And the idea is to do a visual. I can't tell all that oil that's come from here. Looking at the oil stains on the compressor, the whole compressor is just covered in oil, so I can't use that as a reference for looking for leaks, because it's an old Mercedes leaking from the valve covers, from the power steering. A visual here. Now looking at, I see corrosion, so this must have been somewhere the way that I see the white spots and dots. The metal's worn away all the way, even down here where it's been protected. No stones come through the bumper and hit in this area. From top to bottom, it has these white, round, flaky corrosion marks on it. And so it's been around a corrosive area. It's been off in a dusty area. I see the dust accumulation here. And I don't see no oil accumulation. You look around the switches, everything like that. When you leak check up in here with your electronic refrigerant identifier, because refrigerant can leak up through the epoxy seal that fractures inside and up through, and refrigerant will actually come out of the top underneath the cover, not always down here. Same with here. When you have these kind here, put your leak check device at the wires right here. Also put your leak check device right here where the connectors go, because the refrigerant can actually sometimes flow up inside the device, up inside the wires, and the refrigerant will follow its way all the way out the connectors from the ends of the wires. Rare, but it does happen. Old sitting car. See how easy the first time it is to move a fan, because the AC pressures never went up, so this fan hasn't been used in years. Want to make sure it's not seized up. 108,000 miles is usually a good time to replace the fluid fan clutch, because they do go out of calibration with age. It's old. I see a little, do I see oil residue? Yes, I do. I see a little oil residue in pickup, and it's gummy. It's been sitting a long time. There's dust accumulation from the front shaft seal. Now, this compressor was notorious for front shaft seals going, so it may fail after, either immediately after I charge it up, I'll pick up a leak, or 500 miles later. It's just, that compressor has that problem. These get old, they have problems, and heating stays on, and so there'll be hot coolant going through the heater core, and the heat always wins over cold. So even if you have good working air conditioning, those malfunction. There's update aftermarket retrofits for those, and supposedly there's some guys who actually take those apart and rebuild them. Okay, so I'm gonna do that there. So that's it. That's just a real quick. I didn't go over with my sniffer or anything like that. And that's not my main concern. My main concern, I see he has the BG flush right there, because it's been sitting since 2016. My biggest concern is not immediate leaks are one thing, but to prove that the compressor works, if the front shaft seal is not a big leak, to prove that the expansion valve is not stuck closed or stuck open, that it's actually modulating correctly doing fan. After I fill it up, I got to prove that this fan comes on at 200. Let's see, I see my numbers on it. Sometimes they give you the numbers on here, and I can't read everything with my eyes. But sometimes some of the switches will have printed on them at what pressure that it actually closes, say at 270 psi, and then they'll have the pressure printed on there at what pressure they open, let's say 150 or 175, and that'll be the range that you should suspect that this fan comes off and on. For the thermal fan clutch, sometimes without cutting off your fingers, we have the bad habit of the unapproved way of holding the old fan and possibly losing some fingernails if you don't smart about it, and drive the pressure up, or if you could slip some cardboard down in here and just totally block off the air. Watch the high side go up to 270 psi. The switch will close its contacts, telling the contactor to turn on the fan. All right, catch you in the next video on this one.